Welcome back. This is part 2 of the Kubernetes pod series. In the part 1, we have already discussed how to create a pod with the help of the YAML file. Now in this, what we are going to learn is how we can use the declarative approach in order to create the pod. I already logged into my machine, so here what I'm going to do is the first command, which is the kubectl get nodes. And I can see I have one of the control plane and one of the node which is in that state. Let's see if we have any of the pod which is in running state. So it is telling me no resources found in the default namespace. So that means there is no pod which is in the running state at the moment. Here what we need to do is, let's suppose you have a Docker hub and where you have your image. Okay. Let me go to the Docker hub. So if you see, this is my Docker hub. Here I logged into my account, and here if you see, this is my account where I logged in. So you can create your account, it is absolutely free. And I have couple of repositories here. So let me go to the repository. So these are the private repositories which I have. Let me use any of the repository from here. Let me go with Nginx. Okay. Now here I have the tags, tag 7654. I have more tags as well. Along with that, here it is giving me the command, how to use this image. But this command is for the Docker, not for the Kubernetes. Now in the Kubernetes, if I need to use it, what I need to do is, I need to copy this one. Okay. So this is the username of my Docker hub and this is the image name. And after that, I need to provide the tag. And if I'm not going to provide the tag, what will happen? It is going to take the latest one. Let me go back to my terminal. Now here what I'm going to do is kubectl run. Then we need to provide the name of the pod. So that is simply our choice, whatever the name we want to give. So I'm going to give pod, or let me give it my pod. Okay. And after that, I need to give the image. Now in the image, I need to give something like this. First, user ID of the Docker hub, and then the image name. And after that, I need to give the tag. So let me use the tag 7 and let me hit enter. It is telling me pod, my pod created. Okay. Let me go and check with kubectl get pod command. It is telling me my pod container creating. So we need to wait for some time. Let me refresh it. Okay, it is taking a long time to create, but that is okay. It is going to create it. Not sure why it is taking so much long time, but that's okay. As of now, we are not getting any error message as well, so we need to wait. Yes, now it is in the running state. Here is one more thing which you need to remember. Let's suppose you are using a private repository. The repository which I have used for this demo, that is a public one. Okay. Now let's suppose you have a private repository which you want to configure. So first thing which you need to do is you need to go with the Docker login command. After that, it is going to ask you for the username. Like in my case, I have the username 933@gmail.com or this one. And I have the password. Let me enter the password. I logged in. So if you are using a private repository, this is the first step you need to do. If you are using a Docker hub, if you are using a AWS service like code commit, then there is a different procedure on how to configure that thing. We are going to cover that thing as well, but in a different video. If you have something on the GitLab, there is another way to configure it. So for everything, you have to log in first. You need to configure your repository here. Okay. Now let me go with the same command, kubectl get pod. So I have one of the pod which is in the running state. In order to get more information related to this, what I can do is I can go with the wide option. And here it is telling me the IP address. And we can check with the curl command. As of now, I'm not able to access this one from the outside because I have not configured the service. Again, we are going to cover that thing in the later video. But from the local host, I can check whether my pod is running or not. So HTTP. And then, yes, I have this thing up and running. Great. Now, if I need more information, I can also go with kubectl get pod. I can also go with the describe command, kubectl describe pod. Here, if you see the event, in the event, you can see it has successfully pulled the image from this repository, this tag. And you have other informations as well, like this is the image ID, container ID, image ID. It is coming from the Docker, IP, name, all those information. Describe command is very useful when we need to do the troubleshooting and all. So let me show it to you one more. So I'm going to kubectl run. I'm going to give name my pod second and then image. So the image name is Nginx. And this time I'm going to give tag number 9. I know that I don't have this tag at the moment. Okay. And let me give the name of my Docker login. It is telling me pod is created. Okay, great. Now let me see kubectl get pod. It is in the process of creating. Let's refresh it. See, now we get the error message, error image pull in the status. So kubectl describe pod my pod 2. And here if you look at the event, it is clearly going to tell you what exactly the problem is. So it is telling you here, failed to pull image, this RPC error not found. Failed to pull and unpack image. Image pull back off. So describe command is very important in order to get more detail related to the error message.